Welcome to the Freedom Property Podcast, the modern real estate brand empowering excellence.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, the Freedom Property Podcast show. We've got the biggest crew in the house today. We got Lukey, we got Joshy, we got your man Jakey here, and we got Aimon Hasselhoff. What's happening?
Yo. So we're doing a bit
Is
of
that as good an intro as mine normally?
I don't know.
Well,
I think it was
people
pretty
like to judge that.
Might be better.
It was pretty good.
It was pretty hype. It was pretty hype.
Listen, we'll talk it over off air, you know.
So we're doing a bit of a, I suppose, holiday special for this one. Just going to throw a couple of questions around, have a bit of fun with it.
We normally don't have this many people in the studio.
No, we've never had this many.
So
It's tight.
Yeah,
It's
it's
overkill.
tight. It's close.
Josh's legs
It's
touching my leg.
Yeah, he's
That's
loving
okay.
that as well.
Okay.
You got very small legs too, so
That's
Thank
normal.
you for telling the public about my legs.
So, Lukey, how's your year?
It's wow, what an interesting year, eh? Ups and downs. It was obviously we're still seeing the tail end of that crazy market we're experiencing at the beginning of the year, and I think with interest rates kicking things off, it's definitely we've sort of felt the market gradually changing. But no, overall it's been an amazing year. Yeah, not only at work, family life as well. You know, living in our new
It's all
home,
happening,
been loving. Yeah, obviously there's a lot going on.
Bought
You know,
investment proproperty this year as well. didn't you?
yes, got to buy my first.
you've been buying
investment
heaps of
property.
houses this year, actually.
Yeah, geez.
Was the other
So
one this year
anyone,
as well?
so yeah.
Two this year, was it? Was that last
Well,
year?
15th of December was
It's
when we
close,
moved in.
yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
That was our first house. So yeah, we bought both of our properties in the heat of the market. So, you know, I practice what I preach, and I tell people any time's a good time to buy real estate. I was doing it too. Yeah, so it's been a good year. Very good year.
Nice.
That's so good.
Joshy?
This year has been an absolute roller coaster. Really, it's been good though. I feel like we're in a good spot right now. You know, with Freedom, with our individual business, and obviously now that we've got through this first little bit with the baby as well. You know, like with River, it's I feel like we're in a good spot right now. I'm looking forward to 2023. I feel like it's going to be a nice reset button. And
You're just saying you almost got your first full night's sleep with River the other day?
seriously, yeah, seriously.
It's a milestone.
Well, I've had a few more better sleeps than what.
Oh, of course,
Tam has,
yeah.
obviously. She's been doing most of the hard yards there at night time, but we've
Both
just
of you
started
getting to just
her in
sleep
the
for a whole
cot,
night, that's cool.
It's when you don't have your sleep, it really affects your head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
it's crazy how much you need that sleep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
don't
you
get
should have the
that.
other one. Have another one quickly.
Yeah, speaking of no sleep.
Yeah, Jakey.
Yeah, well, I've literally just had a baby, so I'm 4 weeks in, and sleep has gone from 2 hours in a row to like 4 hours back to 2 hours. So
The first week, Jakey's like, this is so easy.
Yeah.
I thought having a baby was going to be hard.
What were you whinging about, Josh?
I literally had no idea. I mean, Han's doing all of the hard work. I'm just there to support her, but I literally was just like, it can't be that hard. And then all of a sudden you're like up at 2, you're up at 4, up at 6, and then you just don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
Sleep deprivation
You
kills you.
need that. Yeah, you need that
Yeah.
good sleep.
But
So-
real estate wise,
Yeah.
it's been a great year. You know what I mean? It feels like you said, it's definitely the reset is coming. So I think next year, or in the next few weeks, there's going to be a bit of a separation from really good agents versus order takers in the industry, I guess. So you're going to have to figure out what you want next year, what your business is about, and really get your processes and get your team, get your business, get it ready to go. Because if you're lagging in 2023, you're in trouble.
What would you?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to, if the market is tightening up a little bit and there are less buyers around and it's more difficult to sell a property and you need a good negotiator and a good closer.
Yes.
Would you risk just listing
No.
your house with anybody?
Yeah.
As an industry, we all need to get better right now and be ready for 2023.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So just on that, like, what was your best marketing tactic for your team kind of this past year?
I mean, we're big on the auctions, you know what I mean? Like, you can't go past auction for me. If you're a real estate agent and you're not doing auctions, you're not a real estate agent, in my opinion, you know what I mean? If you don't have that tool, in your kit, then you really need to adapt and make sure that you know what you're doing with an auction, because in a market that we're coming into, it's just going to be imperative that you've just got that data really, really quickly in front of your sellers.
Yeah, auction is a great way to increase your skills as well as an agent, especially your negotiation skills, because like anyone could put a deal together in an easy market, when buyers are raging in at list price
multiple
or
offers
over
on
and
everything.
that's it, but the best negotiators in the business, they can pull deals together, and the auction arena and environment allows you to hone your skills real quickly. So definitely. I agree. Auction for us this year has been great. Obviously, being consistent with our media, being consistent with our digital marketing. Yeah, these are all things that have definitely proven steady for us this year, I think. So,
and especially, I guess, touching on that auction in times where prices are uncertain, where anybody's best guess at what a property's worth, right? We experienced that COVID market where it was just insane, crazy. We never knew what something was going to sell for. And now are things slowing down a little bit somewhat. It's not. It feels like it's stabilizing, but it's still hard to pick price points for properties. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So in terms of your best marketing tactic last year, would you say auction as well, or?
Oh, we did. Yeah, we ran a lot of auction campaigns last year, but in terms of actual marketing tactics, I mean, I think that with us, we're always pushing the premium marketing packages, right? Everything we do is always sort of top of the line, realestate.com domain. We always want to stand out whatever platform it is that we're on, as well as social media as well. I think you guys coming on and helping us with all our micro content and just always having bits and pieces to put out, coming soon videos, all those little things, everything we can be doing for a property, we're doing it.
And I think with some of our better agents in Freedom as well, especially with a lot of your listings, you're getting a lot of similar listings now. Those classy, more modern homes high end stuff that is in your suburb or surrounding suburbs. And same for us, and what we all do is we all run them the same way.
Yes.
Which is great for our brand, but it's also good for the look. We always like to book in the twilight shoot.
Yeah.
We always like to do this media package. We always like to have these brochures. We always like to have everything the same.
It's a standard, no matter what the listing is, right? Just that basic minimum standards on everything.
Yeah, it's the same with the Caples, at Mount Cotton there. What their listings are going to look like. You wouldn't turn up to the Caples properties and think they haven't got the stylist here.
I know exactly what they're going to look like every time.
It's amazing.
Absolutely. And that's their personal brand. They're doing that so well that and we can take a lot from that as agents. It's just slow down with your seller a second and just be well, listen, let's actually get the gardens looking better. Let's get the stylists here. Let's book the twilight shoot in. Let's not rush it onto the market just because we want a listing. Let's do it right so that our personal brand and our sellers' properties look amazing.
It's so important.
After all, you're the expert, and it's if they're trusting you, the expert, you're this is how we're doing it, And if they're we don't want to do it that way, it's well, this was someone else,
Sorry, doctor, I'll amputate my own leg.
That's it, exactly.
Just use compare yourself.
Well, I've seen a few videos this year where people have done that, and predicting, comparing us to those types of people, which
real
I'm
smart people.
Definitely.
So anything that surprised you about the market or real estate this year, Josh?
What surprised me this year? That's a good question, really. Surprises.
I think, it's a tough one to answer. I mean, the surprise of the year this year has just been where the market has just gone. It's just been crazy.
I think we all knew that was coming, though. I don't think that was much of a surprise. I think we all knew that.
Not the beginning of COVID. When COVID was first announced, we all thought it was going to tank, right?
I was talking to you.
Go back to university, study something like He didn't say that.
No, I was talking about recession, remember? I was going, recession's coming.
Yeah,
and you're
just 2 years early,
about, just because you're reading these news articles. But I think that was the big surprise, was just the heat. The heat that was in the market was crazy.
But that was last year, though, because it started going exploding. And then this year's sort of it's been there and it's now pulling back a little bit, So we've had the best of both worlds this year. So I think we all knew that drop was potentially coming. I think some of the surprises for me this year have been, especially right now, how much buyers are digging their heels in and not prepared to move. That's a little bit of a surprise for me because this is still Redland City. This is still good value. This is still good rental returns. There's still very limited choice available. So, to dig your heels in right now as a buyer, if you're going to live in this property for a long time,
It's almost like and I know because I felt it as a buyer, it's almost like a bit of resentment towards the industry. They feel this, 6 months ago, sellers had all the control and, we couldn't even, get an offer. And so now it's our turn. But it's not really the best strategy because the interest rates, we know that there's probably going to be a few more rises, but that's sort of like not a prediction that the market's going to tank. And, with investing, you only know you've hit the bottom when it starts going up again. How long do you sit and wait? Like you say, if you're going to buy this property, you're going to live in it for long term. It's not the smartest strategy to say, well, I'm going to wait, because if your dream property pops up, but you feel like, oh, I'm not just going to pay that little bit more for it because I don't have to. I mean, it doesn't seem smart to me, because the Redlands has now been put on the map. I feel like before COVID, we didn't used to get as many interstate inquiries. We didn't used to get as many city inquiries. Like, to me, that's been quite a surprise. Well, also, I mean, now in hindsight, predictable, because with COVID shutting everything down and people having Zoom meetings and people realizing that they don't have to be in the office every day, I feel like that's opened us up to a whole new audience of buyers. And like, I'm getting so many calls from people in the city, and obviously the Bayside offers great lifestyle opportunity for people who are paying huge money living close to CBD. They can come out here and live on the water.
Crazy
value. Especially with work from home as well.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They don't have to go to work anymore. So they can work from home and just do the commute once a week. Redlands is now on the map for them. It's a possibility. So there's all these sort of other unknown factors aside from interest rates that I think is bringing a lot of interest here. Obviously, we can even talk about Olympics and all these other things that are planned. I don't know.
In terms of surprises, like, especially because it was like 6 months ago, like when I was a buyer or whatever, it was absolute frenzy. Like you'd go in, you make an offer, you're like, I'm not getting that house, and it's flipped so quickly now that the buyers are just like, kind of.
It's surprising how quickly it just changes. That change just happens so fast, doesn't it?
Media helps.
Exactly. You're going from that many crazy inquiries to just like, you think, wow, that just changed,
Yeah. So that's this year. Like, what are we predicting for next year if we want to touch on predictions?
Yeah, oh God.
For sellers and I suppose agents as well. Like,
it's a tough one to know what's going to happen next year. I mean, they're going to keep raising interest rates at the end of the day. So will that have a negative effect? But again, like, Luke said, where can you get better value in Queensland right now? Really,
Well, where can you put your money that makes sense right now? Like it's if you're going to invest, like, you're still smarter to put your money into property, especially the right properties. Like the right properties in the right streets are always going to be desirable.
100%.
They can't make that street again. If it's the best street now, it's going to be the best street when the market explodes again.
So this is you raised such a good point there, because I mean, I've only just started in the last year listening to like a lot of these economy podcasts and learning about money and what money really is, and people holding onto their money in a bank thinking that that's the smart thing to do. Like, let me just wait. The way inflation's going, it's the worst possible strategy. The money is devaluing so quickly, whereas if it's in a property, it's not. You might have that, if we see a year of dip prices, if you're living in that home, who cares if your home's worth less for a year or two? By the time you want to sell it in 5 or 10 years, it's going to be worth a lot more, most likely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, every time whenever I check like a property that we're going to go shoot, like realestate.com has like the recent like sales or whatever, and it's like 1988, like $50,000.
1988.
Like 1998, like, $400,000 or whatever, and it's like 2022, like, well, probably like 1.4, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's just like a 26x, like,
exactly right.
You think like, when I bought my first house in Alexandra Hills, I paid $335,000 for that, and I got a $7,000 first home buyer's grant, and I had like a $14,000 deposit at the time, and I was like early 20s or something. And at the time, I was just like, that's crazy. But when you look at that property now, which is that's like 12 years ago or something, that property has more than doubled in price. So they say every 20 or 30 years that property should double, but they've doubled a lot quicker than that.
In this location.
Well, we sold it for $450 for you, and now we drive past you. What would you get for that? I mean, we sold one around the corner for $650. That's real similar. So
you get way more than that for it now.
Yeah.
Josh Sherwood lived there.
Depends on the agents that you listen with, I suppose.
Oh, definitely.
So that's like market predictions. What about predictions for like Freedom? Where do you see yourselves and the team kind of going over the next year?
Yeah.
Josh?
Well, for us, like, we've got a bit of consistency in our individual team right now, with Jake and I and Joel and Maddie, which that's going to be good, because we've had a good year with Maddie, and Joel's had 2 years with us now, and he's going to do again a little bit more time with us, and so we've got people in there that know what they're doing, so we don't have to train them all next year, so we can roll into next year like real quickly, real hot. We all know what we're doing. We all know how to handle everything. And so for us as an individual team, I think it's going to be very, very clear, consistent. It's going to be less stressful. As long as everyone stays together and is there, we're going to be all right in our individual team. For Freedom, obviously, we just need to sort out our franchise agreements right now, which we're very, very close to finishing. And then we're going to put this model in play out there to the marketplace to show them this amazing model that we've got for the agents and for the partners and for the associates. And then we need to focus on recruitment, and that's, to me, next year is going to be pretty exciting on that side of things. But with what Randall wants to do with the property platform, and he'll show what we're like as a brand and show the marketplace how a modern real estate brand is run through being helped by the property platform. That's going to be a game changer for Freedom, because people are going to be like, oh my God, like they really do have all the tools, you know. And then all we need to get is the right leaders, and we open up these hubs in the right places, these regional offices, and we just let them grow.
Yeah, I think we'll attract a lot of agents to Freedom next year who want to, you know, showcase their business a bit better, like, you know, through the media company and things like that. Like if you look at all of our individual agents right now on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, social media, realestate.com, their profiles are pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, like you can tell what that person's about pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good ploy for Freedom.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting for him, but you just need the right leaders in any business, you know. And when you find the right leaders, you can build their team around them. And obviously, with what's happening with the market right now, if you are giving away 50% of your income, you may not think you're giving away 50%, but I bet you if you
adds up
numbers,
real quick.
I bet you're probably giving away more than that, to be honest. That's a lot of money to be losing, especially if you're not putting that money back into your own profile as well. You know, like, so how they couldn't afford to come to somewhere like Freedom, which offers them a much better deal, you know, we'll see.
It's a smart move.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like only a media person, so I only see like a fraction of this platform. And yeah, like it's just like it's insane for us, and it does not even built for us, you know what I mean? So yeah, like I just had a look at, you know, one of the boys, like, you know, dashboards out there, and he just showed me exactly what he's doing today, and exactly, and I'm like, oh right, like you've got it on lock, like you know exactly what you're doing. Yeah. So, Luki, what are your predictions for your team
plans and
next
aspirations?
year?
Yes, obviously I brought Carl on this year, so it's my first year actually having someone else on my team, and that's gone really well. Kind of being able to separate the parts of my business and helping me focus on the stuff that really is more important for me to be doing, whereas Carl can be sort of touching base, dealing with buyers, building rapport with them, getting to know exactly what they're looking for, and then trying to put deals together with those buyers with listings we have or off-market stock we have. That's one of the things that has always worked really well in my business, is servicing buyers really well and actually selling properties without going to market for those buyers. You know, something really specific the buyers after, go and knock on some doors and see if people will consider selling their houses for the right price. You know, you're only going to sell something off market if they're getting a dream number, especially in this market we've been dealing with. You know what I mean? People were savvy about what was going on in their neighborhoods. No one was underselling. So sometimes you find the buyer who just wants something so specific they haven't been able to find it for months on the market, and they'll pay really good money for it with an off-market sale. And I think having someone in a team like Carl who's dealing with those buyers and being able to spend a lot of time with them while I'm dealing with sellers, helps you put those deals together.
You know what I mean? Like your listing quality has gone through the roof.
100%.
Your listing like numbers have gone through the roof because you've got somebody that you trust there dealing with their stuff, so you can focus generally on your sellers, because the relationship you have with your sellers is very, very good. Yeah. And that's why they list with you 100% of the time. They're like, Luke is, you know, our go-to guy. They trust you 100% and they just let you do your thing, you know. And you've got Carl there who you trust. Yes. And it's just a perfect, you know, maybe 100%. You'll get somebody else in your team next year,
Kate's,
you know.
Kate's probably going to come.
It's not a bad move, you know.
Yeah, so I mean, Leo's going to be going to school next year, and Luna's going to be old enough to maybe do kindy a couple days a week, and I think Kate will start coming in part-time. Nice. Yeah, and I mean, obviously she's just super personable. Yeah. Really presentable, so I'll probably get her going and knocking on some doors. She'll be a great, like, if you had Kate knock on your door, you'd be pretty friendly and open to a chat with her, and so she'll just help promote the business really well too. Nice close family unit.
It's good to have your family around. Obviously we've got our family around as well. It's definitely helps in business massively.
People you can trust.
It'll also be good for her to get an understanding of my day, so she doesn't think I do nothing all day.
What do you even do?
She's stressing with the kids.
Oh, that's it.
She just reckons I come to the office and party with everybody.
So Luke, who do you keep an eye on in, like, you know, the industry, even like Australia wide and also in Freedom? Like, who's like one to watch, you know, like anyone that you like, do you keep an eye on agents? And,
I've got to say, I'm not like, I don't really watch a lot of, you know, the high profile real estate agents. I'm not, it's not one of those. Yeah, I don't know why. It's not something that like really interests me a hell of a lot, to be honest. I mean, obviously because we got Joshy here, you know, I don't have to look too far to see someone who's killing it in the industry. I mean, Josh's business is right here, and it's an example of, you know, what can be done. And then just seeing some of the boys who joined this year, and I mean, these are young guys, in their 20s, and seeing how fast they've got the ball rolling compared to when I started.
It's exciting,
it's wild to see where they're going to be in a couple of years. I mean, honestly, Christian, Ollie, I mean, those lads, I mean, they were from a standing start beginning of this year, and they've absolutely killed it.
Yeah.
So, and because they've just implemented everything, they've come in, they didn't have any other, I guess they were easily impressionable. They didn't have any bad habits in real estate, and they just listened to exactly what Josh's process is. Whereas I'm a bit older, I'm a bit more stubborn. I've worked in a lot of industries in my life already. I'm like, I'm not going to spend money on that. I don't need to do that. Whereas these boys, I think, just did everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, look at what they're going to make this year. I mean, it just shows the amount of properties they've sold and the amount of listings they've got coming up. Like, they've become a known brand in a year.
Yeah.
And it's not easy at that age. I think that one of the biggest advantages I had was being a bit older, because immediately people trust you a little more. You're not like, you're not this young kid who they got coming and selling their house, which I think would be a hard thing to overcome in your early 20s.
Definitely.
But it hasn't stopped them at all.
Yeah, even for us, like shooting, like some of the buy managers that were buy managers like months ago.
Yes.
Within a month, like we shot 5 listings for them, and it's
100%.
like, you've just arranged
Luke Moss again, how well he's done in a couple of short months, unreal.
Yeah.
He sold 3 homes last week.
Good.
Yeah.
And he's been an agent, for 2 months?
Yeah, he made his small money.
I didn't sell 3 homes in my first year.
Yeah, Jackson as well. He sold a couple of big auctions.
Yes,
as well,
he had some really good listings.
Properties.
Yeah, we got some really good agents coming through.
That's the freedom effect.
Some really.
And then look, I mean, Cooper. Yeah, he's not. He might not be listing tons, but just look at what he sold already.
Yeah.
Like he's just full ounce premium already. Like all of his properties are such high.
It's hard to pick anyone from this office,
Yeah.
but like and you think about like people like the Capels, and you think Emma and even Gemma.
Yeah.
Gemma's coming.
These people that are coming through right now, and we've got established agents like that are doing so well as well. So it'd be hard to pick anyone out in this actual business. They've all got their own things going on, but the kind of characteristics that the perfect agent would have rolling into next year would be someone that would really embrace their community, someone that would really embrace their neighborhood, the neighborhoods that we're building for them, someone that would actually have minimum standards around all of their listings and their sales, someone that can negotiate, someone that's prepared to do a few auctions. Like these are the types of characteristics that our leader or our top agents next year are going to have.
Nice. Well, given that it's the Christmas special, what are we all doing for Christmas, and how's that going?
I was like, you're going to make a sing.
No, the singing comes after this question.
One of those elf memmy things getting around the office again.
Yeah.
So what are you doing for Christmas, Jake, and how are you going to come in hot for the new year?
Obviously Christmas is, like Josh said, I think in maybe a previous podcast or something like that, it's the only time that a real estate agent is actually allowed to have off as a holiday. So, I think it's really important to just
switch off,
calm down, get away from your phone for a little bit, spend some time with your family. So yeah, we've got Gaz and Raina moving into a new house over Christmas, so we'll be spending a lot of time there. Josh is obviously get to the coast as much as we can, get to the beach, and really just that's probably about it in terms of relaxing and things. And then obviously just get ready for the new year, because obviously 2023's you're going to want to start pretty fast.
Yes.
But you want to make sure you've had a break. You want to start pretty fast, but you don't want to come back and feel like you don't want to come back. Yeah, like, I didn't get enough of a holiday, So like, if you need a week, take a week. If you need 2 weeks, take 2 weeks. If you need a month, take a month. Because all you're going to do is
come back and feel the same within a week.
You're going to get burnt out real quick,
cool.
You know what I mean? So
Oh my God.
You'll have to start pretty early though if you want a month off, you know what I mean? But maybe you need it, because the last 2 years, everyone knows what it's been like. I feel like the last 2 years has drained a lot of people, and I feel like a lot of people have burnt out right now. So I think the smartest thing you can do to move forward is take a step back. You know what I mean? And not a lot of people want to just, like you said, slow down, reassess where am I at with my business. You know what I mean? Like calm down and then get really clear in 2023 where you want to head.
Yeah.
Because I know myself, I'm going to have to sit down and write, I need to write 20, 30, 50 goals again, do the Nick Sherwood experience, because I can't remember why I'm coming in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've got all these goals that I've achieved last year, and now I've got this baby, and then it's just like everything's right in front of you at the moment. So you just need to make sure you slow down, reassess your goals,
Love
and
that.
really get clear for 2023.
So Joshy, what are you doing for your holiday period?
I'm going to go away. I'm going to go to Thailand for a week, so that's going to be good. obviously getting listings ready in that time as well. You know, we will take time off, but you know, we spoke about in previous podcasts, you know, this December time is a good time to plan and prep and assess your year and get your marketing ready. So obviously before I go away, we're going to film some things. So I've got all my marketing ready to go for the new year. So like we're just rolling all through Christmas. My marketing is still going. I'm not turning off my digital ads. I'm going to be in people's faces. And yeah, obviously take the break, but when I come back, I'm coming back red hot, ready to go. I've got my listing presentations booked in, and I'm whoosh in, good to go. Let's get these listings, let's get them on, let's get things moving.
Sweet, Lucas.
Yes. I'm gonna go to Stratty for a bit of a camping trip. That's
the classic for Luke.
The classic for me. Yeah, like I just love getting my family out into nature, and I think
you better know what you're doing though.
Camping.
Yeah, I've heard you a bit.
I know how to make a fire. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. Bust a real weird joke right now about camping.
Have you got one?
No, I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah, no, I just love it. Like it's a place where there's limited signal. Like it's kind of like a forced switch off. Really, just going no devices, no TV, nothing. Got your fire going. Got the beach. And that's all you need, you know. And cook some beautiful meals while we're out there and sleep in the tent at night, listen to the ocean and the sounds of nature. To me, that's the best reset. Coming back from that, you really do feel like you've had a break. Your back's a bit stiff from the mattress, but like that's about it.
Yeah. Definitely. I keep thinking about that joke. Because I remember what that was.
Is it a rude?
It is horrendous.
It's not right for a podcast show.
It's like it would go on the R-rated one if there was like whiskey.
You'll have to DM
like
the lads
or something. We could probably
for the private link podcast.
We need to get like a Freedom Property like X-rated podcast out. I reckon.
Wow. We went with Freedom Property behind that one.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
just the Jake podcast, really.
Jake podcast.
Cool. That was it. I suppose we can wrap it up there.
Good, yeah.
Anything else that anyone wants to say?
Have an amazing Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas.
Have a lovely break. Everyone needs it.
Thank you as well to everybody that is supporting us and this business, and you know, that's just around us. You know, like it's like not just the sellers and the buyers, but you know, like all of the people that work at Freedom and family and just everybody. You know what I mean? Like all of our people. You know, like we just appreciate
super
you.
Fortunate, eh?
It's it's been an awesome year. So let's do it.
We're lucky to live where we live and be where we are. That's for sure. It's
Yeah.
a great spot.
Sweet.
Let's go.
Thanks, team.
Excellent.
Have a good Christmas, everybody.
See ya.
See ya.